we're building a portfolio of consumer-facing products with the idea of making it as safe as possible for you to access other agents. So we have 2 that we're already getting ready for market in 2027, Solo and Steward.
Eric here from Civic Punks, and I am really excited for a special Civic Punks podcast here to have my good friend Olivia Dorey here from the Kindred Agency. And this is going to be a special podcast because we're announcing a partnership. You guys have sponsored Leg 1, which we're going to get into.
Leg 2.
Sorry, Leg 2. You've sponsored Leg 2. Leg 2 of the Civic Punks tour, which is amazing, and hopefully it will become a model that we can do a lot more of, this type of stuff. But before we get into all of this, we should probably talk more about you and go back to your story, like we do with all of our Civic Punk podcasts, because Civic Punks is foundationally about the people, the punks, people like us. And you have a very long history with Civic Punks.
I do.
Because we've known each other for many years, like 12 plus years, and you have been on the ground floor, not just of Civic Punks, but of the conversations and the scheming that predates Civic Punks and laid the foundation for that.
It was very exciting when you finally found the name for this, because
Yes.
there were a lot of years where we talked around in circles
Yep.
about this until you found it. So thrilled to be a punk,
And
and
it's
so excited for you.
It's not surprising because you've always been the first one in, and again, first one in with the sponsorship, so big thank you for that. But we should go all the way back. First off, Olivia, what's your story? Who are you?
I'm Olivia, you can call me Liv. I'm a blue noser from the east coast of Canada, and I have been building civic technology entirely accidentally for the past 10 or 12 years.
So what is the Kindred Agency and where did it come from?
The Kindred Agency is about a year old, and it's mostly been me coding by myself after my son has fallen asleep at night. But the team is reaching a tipping point that we're super excited about, so we're ready to introduce ourselves to the world. The Kindred Agency is building trustworthy, agentic artificial intelligence. That sounds short, but there's a lot packed in there. Artificial intelligence is top of mind, we hear about it all the time, but most people have no idea what it actually is. When most of us talk about AI, we think ChatGPT or maybe the pop-up on your Google that pre-populates your answer now. You don't actually have to finish your whole query. That is artificial intelligence, but it's the equivalent of a preschooler in artificial intelligence. It's generative, so you feed it one piece of information, and it will use the intelligence it has to feed you back an answer. Generative artificial intelligence has been around for about a decade. There are several layers between that and what our team is building. And the reason that we are trying to build at the edge, at the most sophisticated layer of technology, is because we believe that the genie is fully out of the bottle and that artificial intelligence is going to turn our world upside down. We think that neither governments nor people are equipped for this change. And so the Kindred Agency is trying to do a couple things at once. The first is that we are driving the development of standards that will make it possible for us to identify what an agent actually is. Right now, especially in the financial and healthcare sectors, agents are already deployed into your experiences. They are already deployed into your tech stacks. They're just not user-facing. The problem is that if you actually want to audit what they've done, if you want to be able to hold an agent accountable, we don't have the tools or the frameworks or the laws to do that. So our team is working with 2 of the national associations here in Canada, DIAC and the Digital Governance Council, to get a standard put in place that will allow us to at least identify what an agent is. So this is deep work that's normally done by think tanks or universities or other institutions, but we are punks and we have no patience. And sometimes the work just has to get done. And so we're really excited about the like-minded individuals and the coalition of the willing that are building for the public sector development and the private sector development. But that's really only setting the infrastructure up for us to be able to deliver products safely to you. This all started the standards work because I was vibe coding several agents at once and getting very frustrated that every time I had a breakthrough on one of them, I had to go back and recopy it out to the others. So the idea behind the agency is that we are going to establish the conditions here in Canada and for mutual recognition abroad for it to be possible for artificial intelligence agents to operate safely. That's work stream number one. How the heck are we going to pay for that? That's work stream number two. Canada has a really, really scary adoption issue. Canadians are well educated. This is the home of artificial intelligence, so we have an awful lot of expertise here. The three centers of excellence, for example, in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, incredible. But Canadians are very wary of artificial intelligence.
Yep.
The common dialogue right now in politics is, oh, well, bring them along, you know? They have to catch up. They're so behind. Why are they so resistant? Canadians are clever. Canadians are clever, and we are not quick to adopt things that can hurt us. And I actually don't think that Canadians are being unreasonable. I think that Canadians intuitively know that we are not equipped to govern what's coming at us. So we do have an adoption issue because there are other places in the world that are making better use of artificial intelligence than we are as a community. Places that, for example, are trying to use it to create abundance instead of trying to make our systems more efficient. So how is Canada going to find its place in the world there? How do we adopt the technology at a rate that is both safe and competitive? We're building a portfolio of consumer-facing products with the idea of making it as safe as possible for you to access other agents. So we have two that we're already getting ready for market in 2027, Solo and Steward. Solo is designed for Derek.
It's true.
Solo is your chief of staff. Solo is built for all of the entrepreneurs and the people who are running projects off the side of their desk and community organizers and campaigners. If you are doing the work of an entire team by yourself, Solo is built for you. It has a preloaded set of 9 artificial intelligence agents that are trained in their disciplines. So Rhodey, I think, is going to be your favorite. It's going to be the one that helps produce videos and push out content. And
I'm very looking forward to working with Rhodey on that. It's true. It's so much work.
But it's a lot of work to get the agents right. So we're in the alpha phase right now. And if you're watching this video and this sounds keen, please let me know. And we will happily have a subscription set up for you while we're testing for free until January. So Solo is for entrepreneurs, and Solo has a twin, Steward. Everything that Solo can do for you in a business or not-for-profit capacity, Steward does at home. For every extraordinary project that the civic punks are taking on in their professional lives, we are also being completely burnt out by trying to manage the cognitive load of our personal lives. Keeping on top of our own taxes, making sure that our paperwork is done on time, figuring out how we're going to organize birthdays while traveling abroad. There's a huge range of things that all of us are trying to juggle on our own, and now you don't have to anymore. So our hope is that we will be able to deploy these agents out into the real world and give people the very first trustworthy agent to interact with.
You talk about trustworthy AI agents. And I know a question that a lot of people are likely to have is around data, and particularly privacy of that data. So if I'm having this agent and it's doing stuff on my behalf, whether in my personal, especially personal life, does that mean I'm giving it, access to deeply sensitive personal information for
medical documents,
banking,
legal paperwork,
stuff like that? These are things that are very, important to me. And how can I trust these agents to not leak this information out to malicious actors or misuse it in some way?
Well, AI is not neutral. which means that for every person out here trying to build something positive and pro-social, there are going to be 3, 4, 5, 10 people who are making a lot of money using it for predatory purposes. So my answer would be twofold. Trust is not the same as trustworthiness. We are not building a company and saying, come on in, trust us, we're great. We are going to let you see absolutely everything. If you want to know where your data lives and which agent has touched it and when, you are going to have those transaction records. I come from the digital identity, verifiable credentials space. And that's what my CTO has a background in as well. So what that means is that instead of systems interacting behind the scenes and us not having records of them, at least they're going to be auditable. So we can do all of the work on our end as a company to make sure that our agents are transparent and accessible and accountable to us. What we also can do as a company then is set up the infrastructure to protect this information from malicious actors. Right now, people are trying to figure this out by themselves, and they probably don't even know what artificial intelligence agents are interacting with their stacks. What our ecosystem will allow them to do is essentially fingerprint everything that the agents do. And there's power in numbers. It's going to be a lot easier for us to protect the data and the information of 2 million Canadians than it will be for the first 2. So we expect that this is something that's going to be evolving all of the time. We're hoping to build with the community in an open way to make sure that we're gaining all of the benefits from the insights at the edges and building out in the open. So for those of you who like to work out loud, come play.
So to that point, how does one, say I'm a entrepreneur who really wants to play with Solo. How can I get involved? What can I do?
Nice and easy. The website is wethekindred.com. All you have to do is fill out the form. It goes to my email, and I will gladly invite you in.
Amazing.